Hey everybody, this is A7X Fan Ben, and this is episode number 20 of the collection review series. In this video I'll be talking about Mercenary Named Crew. So they were released with Mysterious Islands, came out in 2006, 7th set released, and the Mercenaries are one of the minor factions, and the worst one because the Mercenary keyword, and by extension the Expatriate keyword in a way, makes them not allowed to dock at their own home island. So we'll start with the first one, which is their signature crew, Captain Nemo. So Expatriate, if the ship wins a boarding party, you may capture the crew with the highest point cost instead of eliminating it. Captive becomes assigned to the ship, takes up no cargo space, and can use its abilities. Captive cannot leave the ship unless the ship sinks. This is a really fun crew I've used many times in the past. He links to the Nautilus, which is his flagship, but I like to use him on 10 Masters because there's two Mercenary 10 Masters from Savage Shores, and then there's another two from Return to Savage Shores. I've actually used this guy in Vassal campaign game, I think 2 and 3, or at least 3, and it's really fun to use him on a big ship that can win a lot of boarding parties. I often combine him with an S-boarder, which we're going to see in a minute, and he's a really fun crew overall. I'd recommend using him on large ships. So the Mercenaries don't have 5 Masters. They have a couple 4s, but I would recommend using him on a 10 Master. You could try him on the Nautilus just to be thematic, but anyway. And because of the Expatriate keyword, that keyword allows these crew to be placed on a ship of any nationality, and then it gains the Mercenary keyword, which means it can't dock at its own home island. So you might want to bring a shipwright aboard, but you could put him on the Bouchuan, you could put him on a 6-masted junk, stuff like that. So there's a lot of great combos with Nemo. Some include the sacrifice ability, and there's a bunch of different sac crew out there, so you can capture a crew, and then even on the same turn you could sacrifice it, eliminate it, to get an extra action. So that's where it gets really crazy. It's kind of like a link, or they're not linked crew, but you can kind of link actions together with the capturing and the sacrificing. So it's a pretty cool like chain combo. Start chaining stuff together. Can be pretty devastating too, especially in a larger game if there's a lot of crew to capture or a lot of ships to devastate. And Count Gustav is the next one. So this is basic EA, extra action, for 5 points. Then Expatriate is 1. I should have said that at the beginning. Expatriate generally adds 1 to the cost, so it's both a good thing and a bad thing, because it means the ship can't dock at the home island because it gives the ship he's on the Mercenary keyword, but they can serve on ships of any nationality, which is pretty awesome. So it basically opens up these crew to any nation can use these people, which is amazing. In this case it's really great because Count Gustav essentially basically gives the Jades, the Vikings, and the Barbary Corsairs and the Cursed like another extra action crew, because those are the nations that need it the most. So put this guy in a Viking 3-master, and the Vikings are in business with an extra action ability that they didn't get on any other crew. And then right up here you can see from another episode, Captain and Reroll would be a good combo there to put on the same ship. So anyway, and by the way, the Expatriate keyword, it gives the ship the Mercenary keyword, but it doesn't change the original nationality. So the ship would still be Viking, it just gains the Merc keyword as well. So you could use Viking or Mercenary crew at that time. So Count Gustav is a really good crew overall. He's also great for the Mercenaries, of course, because they're a minor faction, so they could always use good abilities like this as well. This one, he is a Captain and Cannoneer combo crew, so pretty decent. Just kind of, I don't know, not too special. Just kind of saves the cargo space, so you get two nice combat generic crew abilities in the same cargo space. And Eileen Bridget O'Brien, she had another version we'll see in a different episode. This one is not so great. It's Captain with +1 against the English, so faction bonus abilities are usually not really worth paying for, so kind of meh. Christian Fior is a crew I did a review of, so you can check the description, and I'll have a link to the review on Miniature Trading. This is one of the best crew in the game. He is a Canceller, and the Expatriate keyword allows him to use his abilities anywhere. So basically he gives everybody an extra Canceller in a way, theoretically, and therefore the Barbary Corsairs, the Vikings, the Jades, they all have a Canceller because of this guy in a way. So you could put him on the Tiger's Eye, for example. You could put him on the Guichuan or the Delusion. I've done that before. So this guy is really flexible. I often use him on mercenary ships like the Nautilus while submerged, or one of the mercenary 10 masters as well. So a really great crew with one of the best abilities in the history of the game. And the next one is Ibrahim Ozat. So this is the S-boarder I was talking about. I often use this guy with Nemo. It gets really expensive, so you pretty much need to use them on a 10 master almost by default, because it's 14 points just for these guys, and then you put a captain, helmsman, oarsman, it'll be up to 20. So I would highly recommend using Ibrahim Ozat with Captain Nemo on a 10 master to try to S-board, and then if you S-board successfully, you capture a crew with Nemo, and then if you have a sack crew aboard, you can sacrifice the crew to get another action. So that's where the chain linking combos come from. So in this case, Ozat, I like to pair him with Nemo. You could use him in other ways too. You could use him with like Bonnie Peel, a different version of the capture ability, the gold capture ability. Put him on the Zeus, something like that. But overall, Ozat is kind of he's not an amazing crew overall in the game like Fior is, and he's not as awesome as Nemo, but overall, having an S-board that can use their abilities on any ship and pairing him up with some other really powerful crew can lead to some amazing combos. So he's best used in high point games in like crazy combos, especially on 10 masters. Osvaldo de Dusamente is a broadsides attack captain. Not a great combo, but in this case you're essentially getting broadsides attack for 3, because expatriate's 1, captain is 3. So broadsides attack has appeared for 5 points in the past, so it's not a bad deal. It's just that you're probably not going to use him very much. There's a few ships he could be used on. Maybe a 2-master with 2S cannons, like the Bashot Folly, could be a reasonable choice, but you're almost always better off spending the 3 or 4 extra points on something else. So not highly recommended, but as far as broadsides attack goes, this is one of the better places to get it, I guess. And that's partly because you can also use his abilities on any ship, so you could use him on a 2-master with 2S cannons from another faction. Luke Savard is similar to O'Brien, so captain this time +1 against the Americans for cannon rolls, so not too special there. Yushahi Angria is interesting but really expensive, so you can look at 1 face down treasure on any ship or island, and then you've got the home island raiding ability as well. It's similar to Devereaux from Revolution, the pirate crew, but with expatriate it gets even more expensive at 8. So the other tough part about this guy is both abilities are treasure based, but if you rob an opponent's home island, you have to put the treasure on a different ship or cancel I guess the expatriate keyword in order to dock the treasure home. So expatriate crew with treasure abilities are just kind of inherently, not necessarily useless, but they're inherently flawed just because their abilities conflict so much in such a dramatic way. So it's like, I'll steal the gold, but I can't do anything with it. So it gets kind of weird. And this one is a good example as well. Nikos Chelios, expatriate, and can randomly take 2 treasures from any ship she touches. I think that ability could be worth like 3 points, not 4. Or even 2 if filching gold could be 1, like it probably should be. So this one is another one where the expatriate keyword hinders this crew's effectiveness, because you're probably not going to be able to dock home the gold you steal unless you cancel a keyword or whatever. So tough to use. Queen Teresa Pavone is the super rare from Mysterious Islands. I don't have the other SRs from that set yet, but anyway, so she's a captain in Kinnear, just like the one we saw earlier. So pretty similar, just a different character really. So that concludes episode 20 of the collection review series, and that is the end of the crew binder. So this is I've got the binder with all my crew cards in it, but that concludes this binder as well. So the collection review series isn't quite over, but this is the end of the main series of 20 episodes, 1 per faction per type of game piece, crew versus ships. So thanks for watching. Check the description for the links below, and I'll be back soon with more videos.